go again. Big Trouble in Little China, man. I remember this movie from back in the day. This came out back in 1986. I was like watching this movie on cable. This is something that I was used to watch on cable TV a lot back in the day with that black box U.S. cable, man. That was the thing back in the day. That was a great film. Cult classic, man. Big Trouble in Little China. Directed by John Carpenter. This is a directed action comedy fantasy film. Starred Kurt Russell as truck driver Jack Burton, who gets pulled into a supernatural conflict in San Francisco, Chinatown to help his friend rescue his fiance from an ancient sorcerer. Lo Pan needs a green-eyed woman to break a curse. So the film blends martial arts, humor, horror, becoming a cult classic known for its unique genre mix, memorable characters like Le Pen, James Hong, Gracie Long, played by Kim Cattrall. This blend of a bumbling hero with a capable sidekick dynamic. Trucker Jack Burton helps his friend Wayne Chi rescue his Wayne Chai rescue his fiance from the sorcerer Lo Pan, leading to a mystical underworld beneath Chinatown, filled with ancient magic, monsters, and martial arts. So it had, comedy, action, fantasy, martial arts. It's a cult classic, celebrated for its genre blending, quotable dialogue, and dynamic between the self-proclaimed hero of Burton, natural hero Wayne Chai. So this movie was released on July 2nd, 1986. So this is 40 years ago. The budget was $19 to $25 million. The box office was $11.1 million. No, 20th Century Fox was a production company distributed by 20th Century Fox. So, great film. Now, although the original screenplay by Gary Goldman and David Z. Weinstein envisioned it as a Western set in the 1880s, rewrote the script. W.D. Richter did that, and he wrote the script and modernized it, and he hired Carpenter to direct the film and brought Big Trouble in Little China into production, so it would be released before a similar themed Eddie Murphy film, The Golden Child, was slated to come out around the same time. So the project fulfilled Carpenter's long-standing desire to make a martial arts type of film. Now, the film was a commercial failure. Despite the positive reviews, it grossed $11.1 million in North America, though its estimated $19.25 million budget. This left Carpenter disillusioned with Hollywood, his influence, his decision to return to independent filmmaking. But in later years, the film gained a steady audience on home video and has become a cult classic. So, I won't get into all the details about the plot. Let's give you briefly what this movie was about. The thing about this movie is that, yeah, it was in competition of The Golden Child. No, that's the Eddie Murphy movie, The Golden Child. Thanks for hitting the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel because they were about to come out at the same time. So that's the thing about this movie. How many adventure pictures dealing with Chinese mysticism have been released by the major studios in the past 20 years? For two of them to come along at the same exact time is more a mere coincidence. So these movies were similar. Golden Child, Big Trouble in Little China, they all came out in the same year. And they had similar themes to the movie, dealing with the Chinese, mysticism and stuff like that. So, also Carpenter was offered The Golden Child. And the box office draw of superstar Eddie Murphy led Fox. So here the movie was losing direct competition to beat the rival production into its theaters. Big Trouble went into production in October 1985 and it came out in July 1986, 5 months before The Golden Child's release on Christmas. So Carpenter was hired by 20th Century Fox because of his reputation for working fast The film had a limited pre-production, so it took up 10 to 12 weeks. So as far as the casting of this movie, Carpenter was looking for a major star for the lead role to compete with the Golden Child's casting of Eddie Murphy. The director wanted Clint Eastwood or Jack Nicholson. They weren't available, so they felt Kurt Russell, who was an upcoming star, to be part of it. And he was part of it. So Russell was in Carpenter's movies before Elvis, Escape from New York, and The Thing. So the dude had developed a long-standing friendship. So Kurt Russell was able to get that lead role. Then Kim Cattrall, who played Gracie Law, was considered as an ideal role. He to avoid typecast first as a dramatic actress due to working in various TV dramas like Porky's and Police Academy. So she was part of that cast. Casting the Asian characters in the movie was approached with care. Yo the Dragon, released in 1985, had drawn much controversy for its depiction of Chinese Americans. Also, Kurt Russell had to lift weights and began running 2 months before production, began to prepare for the physical demands of principal photography. So there's a lot going on with that. Visual effects, the music. Was performed by the Coupe de Villes, a song called Big Trouble in Little China. That was the theme song. So box office, as far as that is concerned, it opened up in 1,053 theaters on July 2nd, 1986. It grossed 2.7 million its opening weekend and went on to gross 11.1 million in North America. The film was released in the midst of the hype for James Cameron's blockbuster Aliens, which was released 16 days after. Right, so that's it, man. Let's look back at this cult classic film from 1986. I did this because, it came out 40 years ago. Big Trouble in Little China. So I'll come back and do another live feed. Until then, talk to you soon.